Okay, James, welcome back to Calgary. You've been back for a few weeks now. How are things going? How are you settling into the city?
Pretty well. It's been good. Good to see some familiar places, some familiar faces on the coaching staff and with my teammates. So, being comfortable and being familiar with things is always a good thing when you're getting back into football. I haven't played in a little bit, so it's great.
You spent the last few years in the NFL. What went into your decision to come back to Calgary specifically?
Being comfortable was big for me. So, after not getting picked up in 2022, but gaining a lot of experience, I felt like, the role that I was in the last time I was here is kind of like a reserve player playing mostly special teams. I wanted to see what it's like to be where the veterans were when I was here before. And I had a lot of fun playing up here, and it's nice to be able to come back in sort of a veteran role.
You were here in 2018 when they won the Grey Cup. When you won the Grey Cup, what stands out to you from that season?
The Grey Cup season?
Yeah.
Well, after being in the Grey Cup the year before and not winning, I think there's a redemption story to it, but also it felt like we had a lot of chemistry that we were able to. A lot of times you make it to a championship and you don't win, it takes a lot out of the team and it kind of deflates the team in a lot of ways. So it was good to see a sort of continuity where it kind of felt like it was one journey from, losing it one year and being able to redeem ourselves by winning it the next. It was just the comfortability and the chemistry that the team had was something that was good. We plugged in a few guys here and there, but it was mostly the same team. And it feels like a strong family atmosphere to be able to do that.
So then you went to the NFL, spent a few seasons there. How have you grown as a player?
Grown a lot as a player and a person. I think that, playing at the highest level and really understanding what makes those elite, like Hall of Fame talents, who they are, the way they approach the game, the techniques that are very specific to their body types, and what makes them able to win on a regular basis is just it's priceless. And I was kind of trying to just be like a sponge. It's an interesting space to be in, to be a lot older than guys with similar experience in the league than me, but be younger than but be the same age as a lot of guys that have a lot of experience in the league. So I was just trying to be a sponge, kind of learning a lot from the young guys, learning a lot from the older guys, and just trying to, gain as much knowledge as I could about the game, and that could make me better.
So what kind of leader do you think you are? Because you do bring now a ton of different experience to this team.
As a leader, first and foremost, I always wanted to lead by example, always wanted to, give effort, always want to be doing the right things, always want to be able to pay attention to, what my teammates are doing and try to, get the best out of them, as I would do, same as I would do for myself. I think this role is kind of different because I think there's a little bit more vocalness to it, but it's not one of those situations where, I guess when you're younger and you're trying to be a leader, there's a lot of imposter syndrome where you feel like, I've just started doing this, how could I be a quote-unquote leader? But I feel like when you have experience that people understand and people know of, I feel like they're more likely to listen to you. I think in a lot of situations, leadership is as much about, proof as it is about actual process. So I think having the resume that I've gained over the years gives me a lot more confidence when it comes to, giving my teammates pointers.
Right, for sure. Expectations are pretty high for you and Julian. How good do you think this defensive line can be?
Short answer, as good as we want to be. I think a commitment to really building that chemistry that I was talking about is the biggest thing, because you can have a lot of good players across the D-line, but if we don't play well together, it doesn't necessarily matter. So the best thing we can do is learn as much about each other, whether it's learn each other's personality, learn how each other plays, learn, what they want to get to as far as, techniques, certain types of rushes, certain types of plays they like. So I think just understanding each other and playing off each other and being able to play off of each other's techniques, I think is the best thing we could do to be successful.
How far does the relationship you guys have off the field go towards building that chemistry?
Funny enough, I think the best teams that I've played on, I think that most of that chemistry comes from off the field stuff, whether it's just going out to eat every now and then or everybody coming over to someone's house every now and then. Just like I'm saying about a lot of the guys' playing style reflects their personality. So I think that, understanding, how to motivate your teammates and how to get the most out of them is you learn a lot of that off the field.
Personal goals. Have you set any for yourself this year that you want to share?
I just always wanted to win football games, and I think sometimes when you focus a little too much on personal goals, you can build up a certain anxiety around, possibly falling behind on pace to reach those goals. But I think if we all focus on playing good technique and doing our jobs and playing winning football every play, I think all of that stuff will come. And it doesn't necessarily, like I just said, it's a team effort and it's about chemistry. So I feel like if everyone's doing their job and everyone's, being the best that they can within their job, I think that everybody will do well.
Last one for you. When I was doing my research, I was trying to figure out what kind of person you are sort of off the field, and I couldn't find anything on you. What do you think you would be if you weren't a football player?
What I would be? I've always liked art, and I've always liked culture. So, when I was growing up, I wanted to be an architect. This off-season, I started my own, wardrobe architect business. So instead of actually building buildings, I'm more so helping some of my former teammates develop their closet. And, because the tunnel fits and everything has become such a big thing, I think that guys want to represent themselves through their personal style. And I think that that's something that I've always liked to do, and lucky enough that some of my former teammates have also seen that in me and thought that I could help them with it. So I started that, and my wife has also got married this past off season and got a child on the way. So she's a model, so she is into fashion and style as well. So I think that being with her and, also through football, I've had the chance to really express myself and learn a lot just from being around her work and being around my teammates. So I guess that's somewhat of what I do off the field.
All right, we learned something new about you. Thank you so much for doing this. Good luck this season.
Great, thank you.